Hello and welcome back to Take a Sip Podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Tito.
All right, Tito. What are you drinking today, my dude? Or this week, technically speaking.
This week, I am finishing up a beer that I've had in front of me for a few hours now. But once I finish with that, I'm just going to be drinking some straight water.
Okay, cool. Keep it refreshed, of course. Keep hydrated.
What about you? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a coffee, which is not good around this time for sure, dude. But
no.
I usually it's funny because this is the complete opposite. When I drink coffee, I get a little bit tired. I drink coffee with no sugar though. That's why, and I drink decaf.
Oh, okay, so, the decaf makes sense.
Yeah, I drink decaf. I never drink regular coffee like that. I'm not used to it, so I've been raised to. I know at the house we drink nothing but decaf, so got so used to it already.
That's good.
This episode, I'm definitely excited about. I know I've been eager to talk about it on the podcast for sure for already a week and a half, ever since it came out for sure. We will be going over our first impressions of Destiny 2's new season of the Plunder, dude.
Yes.
So definitely, with that name and title, I mean, it's kind of obvious, or probably not too obvious for some people, that it is pirate themed. Yeah, dude. Missed opportunity because they could have released that other dungeon, the Grasp of Avarice, with that.
Yeah, that would have been smart. I also like the title too. If you don't play Destiny, you could sometimes unlock little in-game achievements. In a way, is the basic way to say them. And
pretty much, yeah.
When you unlock certain ones, you could sometimes get like a medal that then gives you a title underneath your gamer tag. And for this season, it's called the Scallywag.
I like that, dude. I really do like
sticking with the pirates.
I'm definitely gonna go for that seal or title for sure this season. I always go for them usually, but that one's like, oh, that one's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Scallywag as a title for your character for sure. On top of getting this new season, we'll go into it for sure. We'll dive into it a little bit more, but I think a good starting point would be with Bungie's announcement of their new expansion coming out in February of 2023, Lightfall.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting, that we're getting another expansion, of course, in the ever-growing universe of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
They also teased that we're getting like new subclasses called Strand, which is like, a hybrid of, each element, I guess, have their own colors and stuff like that. This one's green as the super, whatever.
Yes.
They teased new enemy races as well. New location on Neptune, as well. On top of that,
a whole new planet we haven't,
which is excited.
Yeah. So the new city or area that we're visiting on Neptune is called the Neomuna.
Yeah, Neomuna or something like that. Yeah.
We meet new people that live in this area. That we've never heard of. And they're not guardians, so they don't have their personal ghosts that we know of. But I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. They're just people who had to adapt and survive on this planet on their own, no help whatsoever. And they're called Cloud Striders.
Dope ass name, in my opinion. Cloud Strider.
100%
that
Cloud
is
Strider.
A sick ass name, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't really get a full idea of what they look like. We've only seen a silhouette of one of these people.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot of mystery there. What type of lore they're gonna give us? What if they have their own? Obviously, they're gonna have their own weapons on this planet, but like any newer weapons that might come into the meta.
Yeah, seriously. No, I agree. It's just like it is interesting that we've never talked about it, even in the past lores and all that stuff. This place has never been mentioned before. This is a complete new area. That's completely new, which is dope.
Because we've touched just about every planet besides Neptune. This is our first time.
Neptune, yeah, literally. I think Neptune was the last planet we would ever touch. Because we did what? Earth, of course.
Earth,
Mars, Venus. Moon, Venus.
Mars,
Saturn,
Mercury,
Jupiter. We didn't do Jupiter yet.
Oh,
we're missing Jupiter.
Oh, that might be next, if anything.
I know, for the next expansion, I guess. Just add all 8 planets for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And even, technically it would be 9 because Newt Moon, I guess. But
where was Io on? Io was on.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We got Io and Titan. Io was its own planet, and then
yes,
Titan was a moon of something. It was one of the moons for sure, right? Of a different planet. Yeah,
a moon of Saturn, wasn't it?
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
Which
either that or a moon of Neptune or some bullshit like that.
I forgot because it was just a water planet, and even still, that was probably one of the more smaller maps before.
It was the smallest. It was the smallest. That and Mars were the 2 smallest planets that we had.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of want to like have them expand on those as well, because even with the Cosmodrome, it then expanded to the EDZ.
Yeah, which is nice. It's cool that they included all that area.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
no, sorry.
No, and then even like now for Europa, it's a massive map, and then on top of that, you're still going into the ice planet of what Europa is. You got me? So there's still like levels to it. It's not just set in stone.
Yeah, dude. It's just on top of all that, new location, new people we've never described. We got some old faces that we get to face. You got me? On top of that, which is dope. On top of that, we get, it's like old enemies with new face, right? With the new facelift for sure.
Yeah.
Because we're facing we're facing Callus this time. And we actually get to see Callus, dude. Finally, we get to see how the fuck he looks like. He still looks like a rhino, no matter what, with the face and shit.
Well, we've only saw from his shoulders up.
Yeah. So we see his face and all that. And we don't even know if that's Callus 100%. Most likely it is. That's a 70-30 chance that that's him from the trailer that we got. But yeah, we're facing the Cabal again, that they're taking over the pretty much Neptune and all that stuff. And on top of that, they're teamed up with the Witness, which is the big bad of Destiny. He is supposedly like the ultimate evil of the Destiny universe and stuff like that. Not to dive in too much into the lore and all that. But yeah, they're teamed up together to face us. While all that is happening, we are discovering a new element, pretty much like how I mentioned before, like that new super element, which is called the Strand. So that is completely new. It's not even, at least for our Destiny people who are listening, even in the lores, we were teased that Stasis was an actual super even back in D1, but we never heard of this new super before. This is new, never before been hinted at or any of the lore books or anything like that. This is completely new as well, which I like. I'm liking that it's new, you get me?
Yes.
That it's not returning things or nothing like that. Completely 100 new.
Yes. And I think, so in my mind, because you know how my brain just fucking works sometimes, I'm seeing as like Stasis as like the beginner of the darkness. You got me? Because that's the only one we knew about, because that was how far, because of the fear, that we were able to traverse into the darkness. Now that we have knowledge and experience working with the darkness and slowly, what's the word, like cultivating like this new energy or stuff, our knowledge is expanding. And that's why we're not the first ones to, I would say, like, to find Strand. Because I bet we're gonna find somebody that's gonna teach us within the Cloud Striders or something, because they've had to live alone in the darkness or whatever.
So a little context on those guys, I guess, to go backtrack a little bit. So they supposedly, back when the Great War between Light and Dark first happened, technically we didn't know this, that there was 2 separate groups that separated. There's the people who stayed on Earth, and there's people who ventured off to other planets to find, salvation and whatever. And I guess these are the people that we thought died hundreds of years ago.
Yes.
And they've been actually low key living on Neptune.
Yes.
Under that civilization's quiet in peace, I guess, until now.
Until now. Yes, exactly.
Which is, that blows my mind, bro. Like, this universe could be ever expanding in that sense. And it all makes sense, though. You get me?
I just love how they could just add a Lego at the end and it always is going to fit.
Yeah, it's always going to fit. There's always room for that shit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and you mentioned that we're obviously Callus partnered up with the Witness. So yeah, Cabal is still gonna be pretty much our main enemies.
Which I assume they would, unfortunately, but these are definitely look a little bit tougher because they what is it called?
They have like the ruins and the pyramid armor.
Oh, right. To be like, sorry.
Like combined with the Rolk's energy that we see from like from the last raid. So they kind of look like that. Like they have the glowing yellow eyes. Some of them still have to have seem to look like they have the pyramid armor that like moves and shifts as they do and have like that yellow energy coming out of them. Some of them even look like the mini versions of that boss encounter where we're up on the stairs and we have to like shoot him from the back. Who's the
Cabal guy?
No. Oh. From the raid. From the back.
Are you talking about the ogres?
Is it the ogre? No, because it's during the raid. I think it's like the second to last encounter.
Which raid, bro? Which one?
The one with Rolk.
Oh, Valve the Disciple.
Valve the Disciple.
Oh, fucking.
Sorry, I don't know that
Keeper. Yeah.
The Keeper. Some of them look like they have like Keeper
the backpack thing. Yeah.
Yes. So
which makes sense because that's actually like taking shit, like not taking. Sorry. Darkness powers, like that's where like it emanates from.
Yes,
which is cool. I like that, dude. Then on top of that, we get that new enemy type too, the big scary buff looking Rolk.
Oh, the Tormentor. Yeah,
the Tormentor, bro. Oh my goodness, dude, that guy looks menacing for sure.
100%.
I think that's a new enemy.
Yeah, it's the size of the harpy. No, not the harpy.
Oh, the wyvern.
The wyvern.
The chicken looking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the size of that thing. It's so crazy how tall that enemy is gonna be.
Like a mini Rolk, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. Mini buff Rolk.
Yeah, and I was just going through the video again, just quickly skimming through, and one thing I missed is that apparently they're gonna have. I don't know if it's just the Tormentors or now given to the Cabal a little bit, that they're also going to have some suppressing abilities.
Yeah, that's for all. That's all Cabal of them, too. Right? That's all of them.
So it's so scary that we're not going to have all our full loadout a majority of the time during these fights.
Which I like because, dude, being both of us Destiny creators, we are overpowered as fuck when we face shit. You get me?
Yes.
So having an enemy that actually suppresses us makes our put our boots to the fucking ground. I like that. Make it hard, bro.
Yeah.
I like to mess with people, especially in our clan. I think this game is too easy. And I think they're heading into the right direction doing stuff like that because it makes it tougher.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So. It definitely made it tougher when they even added during the Witch Queen, the
Hive Guardians.
The Hive Guardians.
Yeah.
Because that's a new plot twist that we're not so used to. At first it was very difficult. Obviously we adapted, got better armor, our team skills got better within ourselves. But yeah, definitely seeing this whole thing now where stuff we rely on for our escape is not gonna be in our shoulder when we need it.
Dude, and on top of that, like including them like making the base game harder. They're bringing back from what they did in Witch Queen, which I love as well. I don't know if you have that on your notes as well.
Yes.
The legendary campaign.
Yes.
On top of that. So it's perfect because I think the added difficulty from what we got in Witch Queen made it more fun. You get me? The campaign. 100%. It made you more involved in like, oh my God, dude, this shit is wrecking my shit, type of stuff. Like I gotta actually like, try a little harder, put some good weapons on, like make this, a little bit easier for myself.
I can't just run in and spray paint. I have to now like
think about what I'm doing. Yeah.
Pull these enemies out one by one and quickly before they respawn.
Yeah, like, oh man, it is. I think that's a great addition that they're gonna do. And supposedly it's supposed to be a little bit harder from what we had for Witch Queen.
Good, because because even with the Witch Queen one, you got me, a majority of it, I still ran by myself. I only had a few parts where I had to ask you or somebody else to like jump in and help me out real quick. But yeah, adding that extra difficulty, I'm definitely gonna enjoy.
I'm on board for it too.
I'm so on board for it.
I think it just makes it more rewarding in the sense of like you as a gamer, like, oh, I just accomplished a freaking hard raid, I mean, not the hard raid, sorry, the hard mode campaign. And on top of that, they're bringing back as well, like the rewards if you do it in the legendary difficulty, that you get extra rewards when you actually finish the campaign and you're guaranteed exotic. I'm like, good. That's how they should keep it, honestly.
Yeah. High risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basic as that.
I'm just so excited. And another thing with Strand too, the fact that we're now going to be able to like whip around and
grapple and shit,
grapple to get across the maps anyways.
Yeah.
It's going to be I'm excited for it.
In PvE.
But that's my thing.
In PvE, I'm excited to use it. I'm a little concerned when it comes to the multiplayer, the PvP side, which is person versus player for sure.
Yes.
So
unless that's going to be, unless that grapple is going to be like a specific thing, how to put it. You know how we have like the 3 different jumps for each character, like blink.
Like it's only a one-time use thing. Like if it replaces your jump with that, or like a hunter dodge with that, I'm okay with that.
Yes,
because that means there's a recharge time and it's a one-time use.
Exactly.
There's no way to actually 100% abuse it. You got me?
Yes, exactly. But now if there's like an exotic that's gonna, which there most likely is, if it ends up being like that, an exotic that helps replenish that faster. You get me? Or, yeah. I mean, that's obviously with any sort of thing like this, it's going to come out. We're all going to be getting pissed. Things are going to be busted. And then they go back and
retune everything.
Yeah. Because
there's no real worry on that.
After it got released, it was deactivated for a couple of
No, it wasn't that, dude. It's just for Stasis, the problem is I don't think they play tested enough that they forgot to. It was just too overbearingly strong when it first came out. So it was just like, and they took forever to fix it. That was the biggest problem. So it was literally, it was 2 months straight of just abuse of freaking Stasis. You get me?
Yeah.
So it was just like, and they should have, it was okay for like a month. You get me? Like, let them have them fun, the honeymoon phase, if you want to call it that, of them getting a new super, like, right? All classes getting a new super and all that stuff. Let them fuck with it, right? Let them mess with it as much as they can, find some broken build and all that stuff, and then put a stop to it, like, straight up, like regen 50% for everything. You got me? They didn't do that. They took way too long, bro. Way too long, in my opinion, to fix it.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm super excited for Lightfall. Obviously, after everything we've gone over on this already, like this is probably just the first few minutes of us just nerding out. But I'm definitely gonna be very optimistic if a lot of it is not gonna game break. You got me?
Like I hope there's not too many broken things and stuff like that. On top of that, like they're including a lot of new UI changes, like the loadout functionality and stuff like that. Like stuff like that. On top of that, the renewed focus on like the new light system as well. Like introducing new lights to what they're calling as like a guardian. I forgot what they mentioned, how they called it, but it's like a system where it teaches new lights how to play Destiny pretty much. So it's like how do I put it? Pretty much like a roadmap for the new people coming in, like visit the tower and stuff like that. So it's like a ranking system, and then like an individual, like for example, like how me and you have played so much already, we probably would automatically be like rank 10. And that's letting them know that we've done raids, we've done grandmasters and all that stuff. You get me? Like that we know the game. So that if you see someone who's like a 5 or a 4, you could tell that they're barely getting into like learning what a fucking nightfall is. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Stuff like that. So that's good. You get me?
It's
so
like a checklist.
Exactly.
When you're starting to have to go to our checklist, and we're already at 10 because we completed our checklist.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So like that's which is good. You get me? That's showing like the new people, like, oh, this guy has experience in doing raids and stuff like that, so he could probably help me out and stuff. You know, so it's a really good system in my opinion. I don't know how it's gonna be, you know, in the actual testing field, like the actual field out there, but I think it's a good start, honestly.
100%, yeah.
To get new people to come in,
and it also depends on like how people can visually see it. You get me? Because even now we already have what level we are, light level we are in the season pass, and then our names. So we already have a number and a bunch of letters. So is it going to be number, letters, another square with more numbers? Mm-hmm. And is it only at the tower, or will you be able to see it in open world when you're patrolling planets? You got me? It's going to depend on how fully thought out it is. Or are they going to go fractions, like 127 over skill 10? Because people are already at level 127 on the pass.
No, dude. Dude, I think definitely the loadout shit got me excited. But I think what everyone wanted for the longest time, ever since D1, bro, is in-game LFG, bro.
Yes.
That is huge. That is fucking massive, bro. Not only for like teams, but for the solo player, bro. For the guys who don't play with anybody or don't want to play with nobody, they got an actual location to go instead of using a third-party app or a third-person, you know, thing or whatever. Yeah, so that's really, really cool that they're actually implementing that in-game finally, dude. So.
Yeah, and then having to go back to your main game and then shoot them, look them up, and shoot them an invite to be able to join your group.
Yeah, dude. It's an entire process, bro.
There, yeah.
Yeah, it's all in one place now.
Yeah, that's so good. That's gonna be so helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't really use it, but I feel like you mostly use it when you're in raid teams sometimes.
Yeah, to look for like quick things to do, honestly. So.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I like that they're keeping they already said that they're keeping the timeline how we kept it for Witch Queen. So it's raid dungeon per season, pretty much.
Ooh, okay.
So they're keeping that the same as well.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's a good segue from where we are now to go into the actual current season that we are now, that we received on the same news of all this as well.
Yeah.
For Lightfall. So Season of the Plunder, like we talked about in the beginning, it is pirate themed. And on top of that, we also received a returning Destiny 1 raid, King's Fall.
Yes.
Yes, dude. Personally, my favorite one.
Honestly, I only ran it 4 times. And yes, it's my favorite one.
I was seriously just visually, like, even in Destiny 1, it was probably my favorite raid to run, 100%. Yeah. And, you know, Vault of Glass has a special place in my heart because it was the first raid I've ever done.
Ever.
And I remember literally completing that bitch for the first time, and it was amazing. You know, that feeling of you actually like accomplishing that shit is crazy, you know. But returning back to King's Fall, dude, in D2 with the new updates, with the new weapons, new subclasses, new shit. Oh man, it is a good experience for sure, dude. Honestly.
Was that a fire alarm?
Yeah. And we're back. Sorry about that little pause moment. You know,
I'm gonna leave it in.
Oh, you're gonna leave that in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right to where just like
and we're back. Go back into that. Yeah. So quick little thing happened downstairs. Sorry about that. So we're back for sure. Or at least I'm back. Hey, yo. For the OnlyFans, bro.
OnlyFans. Oh my gosh.
That's paid content. I appreciate it.
I think it's only an audio podcast
for now. Back where I was gushing over freaking King's Fall. Yeah, dude. Honestly, for it returning, I think it's still one of the best raids to complete, in my opinion. It's one of those like you have to do type of raids.
Yes. I think you said it before we went on a little break there. It is so, every aspect of it is so visually appealing. And I know it's like that for a lot of the raids, but there's just something different about King's Fall specifically.
It's crazy.
100%. And again, there's just so many different aspects really to this that really just set a level that every other raid had to hit. You get me? Or it was the beginning of learning how to work with.
Like I said, King's Fall set the bench, bro. Yes, every other raid had to go there. I think there was only one raid that went over it for a bit, but then after the first like week or so, it went down, unfortunately, which was Last Wish, in my opinion. Last Wish would have been the greatest fucking raid that they fucking made if you were not able to fucking cheese Riven.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Didn't we have a little tier list on raids?
We did.
We did, so.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we could probably do another one now since we got some more raids to include now, for sure.
Yes.
We could probably do an updated version of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even still, like before we move on, because I know we've already spent a good chunk of those podcasts.
Yeah,
we have a couple of other little things we want to hit on. But before we move on, I'm really just happy that a lot of the raid stayed the same.
Yes.
With these new difficulty increased. You got me? Like,
yeah, so it's
before
like,
it was just one runner.
They changed it enough where it makes it challenging once again. And on top of that, it just makes it feel like how it used to do in D1. You got me?
Yeah.
So it's like the feeling is still there with the new updated changes, dude. It is just, it makes it feel right. You got me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And even with this raid, everyone has to learn how to do something.
It is
not a raid
where you carry anything.
Yeah, where you can
not like Vault of Glass where you can literally just act there the entire time and not do a goddamn thing.
And that's personally why this is one of my favorites as well, because now I 100%. Feel important because I just like, so I'm mad clearing again.
And I think that's the biggest thing for this, man. That's why I love doing raids in the first place. Like, I want those almost hero moments. I want everyone to be inclusive. Like, everyone actually get their roles done because everyone actually has a role to do. You get me? So that's why I think that little change, especially for totems, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, they did totems justice because that's the one that I was worried about. Like, they was going to get like no changes and be boring as fuck. It's actually exciting all the way through now. You get me? Because you're nonstop. It's nonstop action pretty much.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
I had one more point. I had one more point and my mind completely went blank. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Because we're both also just slightly distracted with something else that's happening in our clan. But besides that, yeah, I mean, that's really it from what we hit on Season of the Plunder. Obviously, pirate themes. We're still in space, jumping from ship to ship, bringing down these captains of these ships, so to say. The new little side missions where we had to escort like a payload almost and reach the end and bury up some treasure that we find if you have map fragments.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it. I mean, obviously, if you haven't noticed from the first half of this podcast, we're so excited about this season and what is to come.
And it's crazy to even think about that we got a freaking raid this season. We had a dungeon last season, and we're getting a dungeon next season.
Yes.
Like, come on, dude. I think it's just a fantastic time. like to be a Destiny player in that sense. Like there's like something new to look forward to every season. You know, is it going to be 100% like hit the mark every single mark on your checkbook? Probably not. You got me? Because there is, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news on top of all the good news that we said so far. There was problems at launch, you know.
Yeah.
Like with the Titan Exotic being disabled because it was bugged, grenade launchers being all heavy grenade launchers, which is an archetype for weapons we use, literally being disabled because they were doing unbelievable crazy damage unnecessarily that they messed up on. You get me? So yeah, you know, little problem like that, but they definitely get overshadowed with all the good shit that we got so far.
Yes.
So I think we could end it off on there, honestly. So moving on from there, dude, I do want to talk about a story that we talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago. But we actually got a new trailer, updated trailer for is the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that we're talking about, dude. So yeah. I wanted to get insight on what you thought, or like did you see the new trailer at all? I know I sent that video. That's not the trailer. I know it's not. I'm sorry about that. But
I remember
did you get a chance to see the trailer?
I remember seeing the trailer a while ago, when it was still just like a little like jokey type of thing. And this goes back to the whole thing of like bringing back old nostalgia things that made us happy and fun as children to now a darker scene to it, or like more realistic in a way, where I know it's supposed to be a horror movie, but there's some sense of comedy to it, considering that it's not
one of those
CGI.
Movies where it's gonna be so bad that it's gonna be funny. You get me?
Yes, yeah. Like it's trying to be a horror movie, but because it's very practical effects instead of visual effects, it's just another layer of like, okay, is this Winnie the Pooh and Piglet?
Or these murderers,
just murderers dressed up as these guys. You got me? But the whole premise is that, what's the kid name? Christopher Robin forgot about them, abandoned them.
And they're taking their revenge.
Their revenge.
Now because they're pissed.
Yes.
What a concept, dude. I like how Moist Critical, the guy that I sent the video about, he says it best. It's like this glorious movie was made under, you know, the pretenses of being an open domain. That's why.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
You know, for people who don't know what an open domain means, it means just like the licenses that the owners had pretty much expired. So it becomes public, you know,
usage.
It becomes it becomes open to the public to use freely to whatever they want. They can make movies, shows, use the picture wherever they want, all that stuff. It's free.
Characters in games.
So, and unfortunately, you know, they can make, you know, some unpleasant shit with it as well. You know, I'm not trying to be that type of guy, but you know, they could do, you know, crazy shit with it now. So
yeah,
like horror movies and stuff like that.
Yes,
and other, you know.
Other things. What's the rule? Is it? I think it's like called Rule 39 or something like that.
Yeah. Rule 39, 34 or whatever.
34,
whatever number, it's 30 something, bro. Clearly we know, right? We don't. That's the
I watch normal shit. I don't watch this. I don't watch anything. Shit. But yeah, definitely take a look at the trailer. Literally Winnie the Pooh horror movie trailer or whatever it's called. And I mean, tell us what you think about it. I know it's a horror movie, but we find it kind of funny and not taking it so seriously.
No, definitely. Like if I watch that movie, which I think I might honestly do, probably not in theater. I'm just going to wait until it pops up somewhere. But I definitely am intrigued to watch it to see. Because generally, it could be one of those things where it's a fucking diamond in the fucking coal, right? In the rough. Yeah. So it could be really good, or it could be so bad that it's good, or it could be just terrible, like overall, like really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only the three options. It's either it's really good, it's so bad that it's good, or it's just terrible. You get me?
Yeah.
There's no saving grace for it.
I will say this. I know there's something about it just being people with Christopher Robin trapped in a house that I'm not happy about. I kind of wish, in a way, they were able to get Christopher Robin and the crew he's with into the 100 Acre Woods, and
Well,
they
I mean,
get
that's where it
hunted
opens
down
up in the
there.
trailer. He gets killed in the very beginning, I think. Christopher
No,
Robin.
no.
That's him in the beginning of the trailer.
Oh, yes, but I'm saying that they found him because Piglet and Pooh had to leave the 100 Acre Woods to look for him. It's not that he came back to the 100 Acre Woods.
No, he did. That's what I'm trying to get at. He came back to the 100 Acre Wood. That was
then I
that
need
was
to
the thing.
rewatch the trailer.
Since they killed him, they're out, on a rampage pretty much.
Gotcha.
That's the whole premise, which makes zero sense.
Whatever. Yeah, because
that's to be a separate issue, right? But we'll see where it dives into. Seriously, dude. I am intrigued though. Those costumes, definitely, a lot of people say they look really bad, but
we're definitely going to be seeing this in Halloween.
I was gonna say they look bad, but in a good way. You get me?
Yes.
Like they're so bad that they actually look good.
Yeah.
Like that would creep me out. If there was a fucking dude, you got me wearing that shit.
Oh yeah, like, just standing at the bottom of the street looking.
That's good. Yeah, I would be fucking terrified that way.
And I mean,
well, yeah, from one horror shit to another horror things. This time into the gaming spec.
Yes,
for sure, dude. We always bring it back to gaming, dude. One game in series I never thought would actually work, and it makes sense now if you put it in perspective, bro.
Yes,
it is Killer Klowns from Outer Space, cult classic from the 1970s, bro. The game.
Just getting
no sense. It is crazy. It is outlandish, bro. And I think it's the same company that makes the Friday the 13th original game.
I think it is,
as well, because it looks like their stamp. You get me? Yeah. It looks like they made it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it works the same premise as well, like the same way. Like you have different versions of the clowns and stuff like that, and you go off killing people. But that is interesting to me because I never would have thought that movie would actually get a game.
No.
And it like that is a terrible good movie. You get me?
Yeah.
Like I said, like it's so bad that it's actually good. Like it's actually like, oh, you laugh at it the entire time through because it's so ridiculous. You get me? It is it's like crazy ridiculous.
Besides it, I know this was like another film I never watched, but I knew it.
Really? You never watched this movie?
I never watched this movie. This was still like my main clown phobia.
Free on YouTube.
Stuff. Oh, is it?
I know. Yeah, free on YouTube. Dude, so worth it, bro. You're gonna laugh most of the times of being scared, bro. Trust me. They have creepy laughs though. I do give it.
That's my thing. Yeah, I'll hear it throughout the night.
It's like aliens. Just keep that. Just remember that they're aliens.
So. Well, I hope they're aliens if the title has "From Outer Space" in it.
Right. Crazy shit, dude.
But yeah, like to now be made into a horror game still with kind of like the same art from the original movie anyways, because I've just seen clips and like the trailer of it and the main like poster of the movie. A lot of that art style is still in the game. That's so cool on it. And unlike Friday the 13th, I know they have like the different versions of Jason. The fact that we're also having the different versions of the clowns. Of the clowns,
yeah.
I feel like there's a little bit more to it. You get me? Because obviously, all the clowns are gonna have
unique
things, unique and different loadouts.
Yeah,
not like where Jason, where you could still figure out he's gonna have his throwing knives. Obviously, one is gonna be able to break down doors faster than the other. One is gonna be able to teleport a little faster than the other.
I think it's gonna be as simple as that, though. I don't think they should do huge changes between it, or they can make it just like Dead by Daylight as well. Just complete roles, switches on each one as well, and give buffs and debuffs on stuff like that. They could go any other way with it.
No, 100%. But I'm saying like there's at least a little bit more variety on your killer now because there's different clowns.
Right.
Where there's
Oh,
just
that's what you're
one
getting. I'm sorry, I
Jason.
misunderstood that.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I misunderstood that.
No, no, you're good. But I get what you mean too on, do you just keep it with the basic stuff, or are now we going into the debuffs and buffs and all these other little aspects? You get me?
Right. And then are we getting different humans as well, stuff like that?
I'm
Or is
assuming
it
so
or is it
because
just same saviors, you get me? Like same survivors. I said saviors, survivors and all
I
that.
mean there might be the main ones from the film, you got me, but then they might throw in like little other ones just to
Just to
same thing, different
fill up the roster
loadouts,
and
fill
shit.
up the roster. Yeah, so it doesn't seem so repetitive with the same
So
people.
if you watch the movie, there's there's a cop, there is the main girl, the main protagonist guy as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the two goofballs pretty much. So I
Yeah,
would think that's the roster of 6 people right there,
yeah,
honestly.
and that's easy to start with.
Yeah, and then 6
And
aliens as well, 6 clowns as well,
yeah,
because there's 6 variety clowns as well.
yeah, and then
So
as time goes on, you make your
make
own
the roster
characters, or
bigger.
if you're trying to expand the
If
universe and
if it's so good, they can even add Pennywise, and there's a clown variation as well.
or
Fuck it,
like
and
a
then add
costume type of thing. Yeah,
yeah,
imagine that small one as a Pennywise costume just running
that would be creepy,
around.
bro. I would be like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah, and then the maps as well can vary from obviously the main city where it's all taken into to like an actual carnival type of area. They could do like an actual ship type of thing, and like the actual. I don't think we see the ship in the movie, but I mean, make something up. It's a giant like circus tent, anyways. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I,
Oh
I,
shit.
I,
Yeah,
I,
like
I definitely won't be playing it because of my phobia, but I'll definitely watch
I watch
somebody
people play it too because I don't think I
play.
would want to buy it for sure. I want to. That's more of like I want to wait and see,
Yeah.
like what the results are of it right now. Right.
Yeah.
It's a wait and see type of game for sure. Like it sounds interesting. Don't get me wrong. Like you got my interest, but like
Yeah.
you don't have my full confidence on it yet.
Yeah.
You get me? Unlike this other thing, this has my full confidence. After we read about it for sure
Oh, can we leave it
about
that one last
the
though? Because
news
that's
of.
such good
You want
news.
to leave that one last?
Because
All
it's
right,
such
we'll
good
leave. We'll
news.
go from good news to we'll go from bad news. Then you get me from like
Bring
this
it down
game.
and then end high.
All right, fine. I think we all knew this was coming.
Yes.
Honestly, we all knew this was coming because I heard bad shit about it. It made no sense timeline wise. But Netflix just announced that the Resident Evil series that they did specifically for Netflix is getting canceled just after one season. I don't think that's big shocker or big news to some people for sure, but I mean, I think we had to talk about it because we kind of knew it was coming, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be that guy. I watched the first episode and I shut it down. I was like, nah, I ain't dealing with this. It was too much, dude. I was like, nah, dude, it's not that great, honestly.
I I feel like Netflix has a problem with like their a lot of their original stuff is very top notch.
Yeah, I
When
agree.
when they're doing stuff that already has pre-written requisites to it,
Like pre-written lore or
yes, or
stories or
story to
anything
it,
like that.
that's where they have a lot of problems and run into a lot of issues. Um, not not to bring that in for our next story that we have coming up, but yeah, like we said it, we saw it, it and you even said it. It made no sense on characters to what we were seeing in the show to this back and forth in the actual show. So for the storyline, a lot of things just weren't adding up to what we already know and see. And considering it was so far off into the future, but it's something that happened many years prior. Yeah, it was just not. We saw this coming down. I mean,
Seriously, and
especially
no
after
offense
Cowboy
to
Bebop.
the actors or anything like that because what's his name? Zavala comes out, bro. I keep forgetting his name, dude. I just referenced him as Zavala because he plays Zavala's voice in Destiny too.
I
so.
got you.
But him, like, he is a great actor, man. Like, it's not even him. Like, he did not do a bad job, dude. They just gave him a bad script, in my opinion. Him being being Walker or Welker, was just a bad hit on their part. You get me? So,
yeah,
yeah, man. Unfortunate circumstances. We knew it was coming, dude. Hopefully, supposedly, this is a little throwing it in their story as well. They're making a One Piece show as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, no hopes for that. Honestly, 100%. They're gonna mess that up so badly, up to the point where it's disrespectful to the fucking fan base, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
especially with that,
I have a little bit higher
CGI.
Hope. A lot, bro. I have a little bit higher hopes for the Netflix Airbender shit because of the cast. You got me, and the writer and director.
Yes,
because they actually told us who those guys are. You got me. So I'm having really, really high hopes for that. Even though it's only going to be like 8 episodes or whatever the fuck it's going to be, and it's only centering about the first book, which is up to the moon base part, pretty much of Airbender.
The whole North Pole water tribe.
And each episode is supposed to be like an hour long, so that's good. You get me?
Yeah.
So there's going to be some depth into it. You get me?
Yeah, some actual character development for people who are watching this for the first time.
That's what we want, man. You know?
Yeah, that's really all it always comes down to. The character development was not there.
Yeah, that's what the biggest problem was for fucking Resident Evil. Like, I hate saying it like this. I didn't give a fuck about the characters. You got me?
Yeah.
Even though I only watched 1 episode and it probably did get better, but if you don't hook me off like the first 1 episode or 2 episodes, it's like it's a done deal for me, man.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, going shifting from that story to a more positive story. I know Tito's fucking hyped for this one. Actually, I'm gonna make you lead this one, dude.
All right.
I know I'm excited too. Don't get me wrong, but this is definitely for you, man. You know that.
Yeah. So I know I just said that Netflix rep with stuff that already has pre-written lore, story, information. They don't do so well, which I'm still kind of sticking behind. But I mentioned it before and I'm bringing it up again. The BioShock show and or movie. What is it? The movie?
Show and movie?
No, I forgot what it was. It's a movie, right? Movie. So for the BioShock movie made by Netflix, yeah, I'm still sticking with that comment I made earlier. But they also just recently announced who our main director is going to be and who the scriptwriter is as well. And seeing these guys' list of shows or movies that they've done definitely has my my hopes high. So Michael Green is going to be our main scriptwriter, who has written for Alien Covenant, Logan, like the Wolverine Logan, especially this last one when he's much older and the little girl. American Gods, which I heard was a great show on when it was on air. Blade Runner 2049, the more recent no, not the recent one. Well, whatever. Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, which is new, yeah. The new recent Blade Runner.
Yeah, Death on the Nile, which is recent. Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson, that I know we're tired of talking of. But yes, that's just some of his things as the scriptwriter.
Which is crazy. Those are big budget movies. None of those are like small projects. You get me? None of them. So some good stories on those movies too.
Yeah, and it's not just him; it's also our director. Our director's freaking list is even more incredible. That makes me even more happy and have even higher hopes for this. I mean, not only did he do the catching The Hunger Games Catching Fire. He also worked on Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2. And he's also working for The Hunger Games, The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes, which is supposed to be a prequel to the whole Hunger Games series, where we learn more about President Snow. He's worked on Red Sparrow. If you don't know that one, it's also Jennifer Lawrence that stars in it, who is like a ballet dancer, but she's some sort of
a spy.
Russian spy.
I'm seeing a trend here. I was gonna say we were talking about it.
I had to make sure because they both have Lawrence as a last name. No relation.
No relation.
It just so happens to be that they're all.
It's just coincidentally.
Yes.
So it's like literally this guy's like half his films are with fucking Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes. Which is funny.
So in other words, it's a 50-50 chance we'll get Jennifer Lawrence and
no, we're not. I will throw a fit. Jennifer Lawrence is now up there with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for me. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, like we're sick and tired.
Yes.
Tired of her.
Yeah. Okay, but besides all the Hunger Games and Red Sparrow, he's also done Water for Elephants, which was an incredible film, and I Am Legend, one film I will definitely watch over and over again.
Yep. Just, dude, amazing rosters on both of them, honestly. So that's like, oh, dude, they're setting expectations pretty high. Don't get me wrong with that. So it's like we want them to do good with this script, especially if it's a BioShock movie. So
yes. Yeah. But I mean, that's just the high note that I'm so excited about.
Oh, definitely, dude. That is the high note. And I think that's perfect way to freaking end this, dude.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to add. No, I'm asking you if you have anything else to add.
I mean, that was honestly the last thing for me.
Yeah, dude. Leave it on a high note. Leave it on high hopes.
Yes.
And like, don't screw this up, bro.
Please don't, Netflix. Netflix, please listen to us. But yeah, right. So where can people find you, Leche?
People can find me on Instagram at Leche with Melissa, or you guys can follow me on Twitch at TechnoFreak95. And how are you, Tito?
I am also on Instagram and also on Twitch at OneAlphaPenguin for both of them. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod and also on YouTube at youtube.com/takeasip. As always, the logos, the pictures, the icons, profile image are the same between all of them. And yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Share. And I mean, we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.